Welcome back to what is the second last episode review of Transformers Cyberverse Season 2. It's episode 17, Perfect Storm. We open on the Ark, flying through space. Her crew bored out of their minds. By the way, I find it hilarious how Cheetor is in his kitty cat mode, sleeping on the floor, just like a real cat would. It shows that he takes on some of the characteristics of his beast mode in a way that we don't really see out of Skybite or Shockwave, depending on whether you consider his spider tank mode more spider or tank. Although I guess Grimlock does kind of demonstrate how his beast mode affects him by making him talk simpler in dino mode than when he's in robot mode, since dinosaurs were known to have small brains compared to their size. So Grimlock and Arcee decide to go on a little adventure together, and they grab a shuttle and take off. We don't actually get to see them go on their adventure into space, but by their accounts, it seemed it was as boring as their time on the ship was. When they get back to the ship, all the power is off, and their friends are frozen in place. I initially thought this may be because they were frozen in time, which I'm sure has been done at least once in Star Trek before. But no, they are literally just without power. Good thing they left the shuttle bay door open, otherwise they might not have been able to get back inside. Funny thing here is that Arcee takes advantage of the situation by taking a selfie with Hot Rod. Again, possibly a wink to their appearance in Transformers the movie together, but it also relates back to Arcee's passion for taking selfies, as we saw in the episode The Visitor. Arcee surmises that they were hit by some kind of electromagnetic space storm mumbo-jumbo, which is when Grimlock spots a group of air hammers heading towards their ship. So apparently these air hammers aren't drones or something created by Starscream or someone else messing with the Allspark like I initially thought. They are supposedly naturally occurring creatures that fly through space. Are they Cybertronian in origin? Who knows? But apparently they can fly right through a ship like it wasn't even there. So they need to get the shields back up, but they have no power.
I know! Remember when we had 10,000 berserking Bantors stampeding right at us?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. You just revealed to me that Airhammer, or at least creatures based on him, exist in this universe. But now you drop a Bantor bomb on me? This is awesome. I mean, the last time we've seen a Fusor in a Transformers cartoon was Beast Wars itself over 20 years ago. Or Beast Machines if you count flashbacks. And the last time a Fusor was mentioned was back in Transformers Prime, when Ratchet was drunk off his butt and mentioned once again, Bantor.
What? Do I hear a Fusor in need of voice box repair?
What's a Fusor?
I am able. Just ask Bantor. He was all mandrill before I put a tiger in his tank.
So yeah, it seems like someone's not shy about making obscure Beast Wars references. Finally, I love it. Grimlock and Arcee decorate their shuttle to look like an air hammer, complete with Arcee making creature noises. Once again, referencing her love for animals, as we saw in the episode The Visitor. Man, I didn't think that 15 seconds of Arcee in that one episode would be referenced so much later on. Now we just need an episode where Arcee must win at a video game in order to save the day. So they fly the shuttle over the Ark and the air hammers follow it. By the way, when we first see the air hammers, is it just me or does the music and visuals here remind anyone else of Avatar? But yeah, they sacrifice their shuttle, but save the Ark and everyone aboard.
Aha! Well done! You know, the air hammers are usually only seen just before a comet storm. Comet storm!
Okay, no problem. They'll just go outside and blast away the comets with big guns.
That was fantastic!
So much fun.
They seem to have a fun time, but...
Well, sometimes they're caused by the energy wave from a...
Supernova!
So their only hope is to use the Allspark to power the ship. Oh great, here we go again. Got a problem? Can't solve it? Allspark. Applied directly to the forehead. I love how Grimlock tries to use Cheetor as a key here.
We don't have any other sources of power.
Remember when we used a shuttle to jumpstart that helium mining rig?
No, won't work. The shuttles don't have any power.
Huh, too bad they already sacrificed their one working shuttle to ward off those airhammer drones. Then Arcee gets an idea.
We only need to power the shields for a single astrocycle. And I've got a power source that can do that right here. My spark!
What? No. Please don't tell me Arcee's going to sacrifice herself. I love Cyberverse Arcee. I honestly think she might be my favorite version of Arcee ever. She's a gamer, she likes animals, references Beast Wars, and knows how to handle a big gun with that Valkyrie energy. She can't die. She can't.
Because I'm going to save everyone, including you.
Oh, okay, I'm fine with Grimlock dying.
What?
I'm kidding, sort of. Both would suck, but Grimlock has had a lot more screen time than Arcee has. Although in the end they both end up fighting each other, each wanting to make the ultimate sacrifice to save their friends.
I'm not going to let you do this!
I'm not going to let you do this.
Huh, I would have gotten a slightly different take from Grimlock's voice actor on that line read. It didn't really sound like Grimlock was responding to Arcee, just repeating what she said. I think it would have been better if he said it like, I'm not going to let you do this. You know, emphasize the I'm and you so that we know that he's flipping it around on her. Maybe even add an and or a well at the beginning too. So it's like, well, I'm not going to let you do this either. I don't know, it's just that Arcee's version of the line had so much emotion behind it, whereas Grimlock's take was kind of flat. But what do I know? I'm not an actor, I'm a reviewer, so let's get on with the review. We then cut to Grimlock and Arcee shooting at each other, with barricades made out of generic Autobots being used as cover. What the heck, this is pretty sick, and not in a cool way. I assume that these guys are also still alive, just powered down like their friends on the bridge. So if they miss and hit their barricades, they're actually hitting a living person, who's going to have to deal with that when they eventually wake up. I'm sure it's just supposed to be a quick joke, but it's kind of dark. Aren't they working to save these guys? Instead, they're practically using them as target practice. So Grimlock and Arcee fight their way throughout the ship. We even get to see Arcee's car mode, which I believe is the first time we've seen it in Cyberverse. But yeah, they battle over who gets to sacrifice themselves for the greater good, which feels very reminiscent of the Black Widow and Hawkeye fight in Endgame. Especially since throughout this episode, we've had multiple times where Arcee and Grimlock reminisce about their previous adventures together.
They must have been attacked by space pirates, like we were on Hopak 9. I know. Remember when we had 10,000 berserking Bantors stampeding right at us?
Oh, yeah.
That was almost as good as your Bantor call.
Almost. It was right on. Wait, we didn't have shields when that crystal ice moon collapsed.
No, we had. Remember when we used a shuttle to jumpstart that helium mining rig? What about our lava sailing trip to Hopak 9?
Do you see any volcanoes around here?
No, I don't.
Much like how Black Widow and Hawkeye would do.
Just like Budapest all over again.
You and I remember Budapest very differently. A long way from Budapest.
I like how it shows that these two have a history together. Well, as Arcee is riding Grimlock, and no, not that kind of riding that you write about in your fanfic, they spot something outside the window.
Here, quickly! There's a man out there. What? Look, he's crawling on...
They let Teletran X inside, who somehow avoided being powered down like the rest of them, and he reboots the power.
We know!
That's what we were trying to...
You mean all they had to do was hit that big red button and that would have solved all their problems? Also, I don't really get how the Ark having no power means the Autobots themselves have no power. But I guess we'll just have to accept it, because that's the end of this episode. This was a pretty fun one, even if there were a couple small parts that didn't make sense. Like the Autobots' power somehow being linked to the ship's power. But I did like how this was a great character episode for Grimlock and Arcee. Honestly, I'm glad to see any of the secondary characters get more screen time, especially Arcee. I loved hearing Grimlock and Arcee reminisce about their past adventures together. It really reminded me of Cup when he would tell his old war stories to the Dinobots, which is kind of ironic now that you think it's Grimlock telling his old war stories. I like how this episode subverts my expectations and broke up the themes of the episodes before and after this, where it seems like all their problems are going to be solved by the Allspark. It's also got plenty of cool references, and not just Beast Wars this time, from Avengers to the Twilight Zone. Well, that's it for my thoughts on this episode. Remember to let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, ring the bell, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you here for the Season 2 finale, The Crossroads.